Topping today's news, another traffic fatality rocks the nation. The education minister addresses teacher shortages and school repairs. We get an update from the United States ambassador and the minister of transport on the jet ski industry upgrades. And police catch an armed robbery suspect shortly after he committed a carjacking. Good evening, I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you joining us once again. The carnage continues on the streets here in the Bahamas as another person loses their life in a traffic accident. A 23-year-old man died during a traffic accident this morning on Coral Harbor Road in the vicinity of Odyssey Airport. Police say it happened around 7 a.m. When they got to the scene, they found two vehicles, a black 2016 Kia Sorento, driven by a 53-year-old woman, and a blue Suzuki Swift, which the male victim was driving. The Kia Sorento was traveling north along Coral Harbor Road while the Suzuki Swift southbound when the collision occurred, leaving the Swift mangled. The man died on scene. The driver of the Kia Sorento was transported to hospital for medical treatment. Her condition is unknown at this time. This is the 35th traffic fatality for the year compared to 36 for the same period last year. In an unexpected turn of events, one of the two women police needed your help in locating has turned out to be one of the victims in the fatal crash that took the lives of four young women on Shirley and Church Street early Sunday morning. Police say family members today identified the body of 19-year-old Evelina Johnson of Rock Crusher. She was last seen on Saturday in the area of Adelaide Village and was reported missing on Monday. It is unclear her connection to the other victims in that fatal crash on Sunday morning. Meantime, the second woman who is still missing, 43-year-old Tanika Taylor of Yellow Elder Gardens, who was last seen Thursday, June 25th in the area of Marathon Road. She was reported missing on Saturday. She is of medium build and brown complexion. If you know the whereabouts of Miss Taylor, you are asked to contact the police at 502-9991 or 502-9991 or 2 or 911. You can also call Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, 328-8477. You can remain anonymous. A shortage of teachers throughout the country, still a major concern for the Ministry of Education and parents as well. This summer, the government's focus is to continue to provide programs that help prepare teachers for the classroom, this coming fall especially. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, the new Minister of Education, Science and Technology, spoke about these plans before entering Parliament on Monday.
We have great plans for engagement of educators across the country, throughout the summer months and into the next semester. As we've started before, the Caribbean Development Bank initiative launched under the previous administration, under the management of our member for Eggleston, launched teacher training initiatives for more than 2,000 teachers across the country, and we are continuing those efforts. Already throughout classrooms across the country, teachers have engaged vigorously in terms of improving numeracy and literacy. We have embarked upon financial education, entrepreneurship, technology, and more science in the curriculum. We anticipate that this is going to continue. All of these new features in the curriculum require training and upskilling.
Mr. Cooper also addressed ongoing school repairs for the upcoming semester beginning in September.
As is required by the normal wear and tear of the system, we have already begun that process. We anticipate that it's going to be completed by September, and we are being forward-looking to see how we can change the approach to ensure that there is not such a mad rush during the summer months. We're building more internal capacity to ensure that some maintenance can be done during the year rather than waiting for the summer months alone.
The education minister believes the public school system is filled with great educators. He said his ministry will continue to support them as they work together to carry out their mandate, which is to educate the nation's children. In other news, United States Ambassador to the Bahamas, Herschel Walker, says he is confident that the Bahamas will work out its plans to prevent further incidents related to the jet ski industry, including sexual assaults and injuries. He spoke to reporters during their 250th Independence celebration on Friday at the new U.S. Embassy.
I do feel confident. Like I said, having an ambassador that we can stay on it. And I think that's what it's got to do is we can stay on this here. One of the things that I said when I first got here, we have a new embassy here now. I think that means a great deal. We're hosting America's 250th right here in this new embassy. That is absolutely amazing. And now we just all got to get out and got to do work. And not just on the Bahamian, nothing that I would ever say. It's just one. We are together. That's what family do. One thing about it, family argues. I argue with my brothers and sisters all the time, but we love each other. We love each other, and as long as we're communicating, we can get things done.
And finally, in this segment, since the most recent U.S. travel advisory, the Bahamas has already taken steps to improve the jet ski industry, including better enforcement of regulations. Transport Minister Leon Lundy says the public can expect an update very soon.
This investigation, which you've learned in relation to its offer.
Well, first of all, I want to give my condolences to the family. As you know, this is the tragedy for the nation. But as you are aware, the producers doing the investigations, I'm awaiting a follow with a report from them. So as soon as I get it, I'll be able to share it with the media. But for right now, I'm going to give a report actually now, a communication in the House of Assembly right now, what I'm going to about.
A lot of people are saying, that after alcohol consumption, after nights of alcohol consumption, there aren't many options when it comes to transportations for persons to return to their residences. Are you hoping to look at more public transportation options, maybe a 24-hour system that will allow persons to...
Well, there are systems that do work right now, and we have public transportation options for them. There's also taxis available 24/7. At the end of the day, the ministry will do what it has to do to ensure that we provide any options, anything that makes us better as we move forward.
A meeting also planned this week in regards to jet ski operators, from what I understand with yourself. Can you give any updates on that?
Well, we're moving in a new direction, and we would be giving updates in about a week or so to the public.
Further to my question of, does this reintroduce the conversation on the Uber franchise getting into the country?
We specifically reintroduce that. At the end of the day, we must make sure that we have pity. We should have be enforced our stuff like that.
Thank you.
Speaking outside the Parliament on Monday, Lundy confirmed that the government is moving in a new direction regarding the jet ski industry. However, he did not provide specific details, saying that the public will receive those specifics during a recent or a very near future update that he will make. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. On the crime front, armed robberies, carjackings continue to be a cause for concern in the country. Police are investigating two separate armed robberies that occurred on Monday. In the first incident, preliminary reports indicate that shortly after 7:30 p.m., the complainant was driving along Beatrice Avenue, that's off Prince Charles, when he was involved in a traffic collision with a silver Nissan Note occupied by four men. The men exited that vehicle, and one of them, armed with a knife, assaulted the complainant before robbing him of some $2,500 in cash. The suspects then fled the scene. Police are looking for them. In the second incident, shortly after 9 p.m., a man was sitting inside his silver 2011 Honda Fit outside a friend's residence on Grace Avenue in Regency Park off Robinson Road when two unknown men rode past on a motorcycle. A short time later, the men returned, and the passenger got off the back of that motorcycle, approached the complainant armed with a firearm, and demanded cash. The complainant informed the suspect that he did not have any money. The suspect then searched him, removed the keys for his vehicle from his pockets, and fled the scene in the stolen Honda Fit, traveling south. Acting on information, officers responded to the area of Winds Street, where they observed a male suspect driving the stolen vehicle. Officers intercepted that vehicle and took a 20-year-old man into custody. Also, police arrested 6 people, including 3 males, 3 females, after confiscating a firearm and a quantity of ammunition shortly before 8:30 p.m. last night. 6 occupants of the home included 3 males ages 33, 32, and 20, and 3 females ages 21, and 2 of them were 20 years old. They will have to go before the courts to explain what they're doing with an illegal firearm. The Minister of Tourism, Glenys Hannah Martin, toured the Nassau Cruise Port on Monday. She was accompanied by Latia Duncombe, Director General of Tourism, Randy Rowe, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Reginald Saunders, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Housing and Land Reform, Mike Mora, the CEO of the Nassau Cruise Port, took them on that tour, along with other government officials. Minister Hannah Martin had the opportunity to meet and greet vendors and visitors as she walked through the cruise port. The port serves as a hub for major cruise lines, including Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Disney, Norwegian, MSC, and Holland America, accommodating up to 6 large cruise ships simultaneously. Following a $300 million renovation completed in May of 2023, the fort now features a modern arrival plaza, additional berths, and enhanced passenger facilities. United States Embassy Nassau and Nassau Cruise Port opened the Freedom 250 Founders Museum at the Nassau Cruise Port, a free public exhibit celebrating 250 years of American independence and the centuries-long friendship between the United States and the Bahamas. The Founders Museum invites visitors to explore the road to liberty, the story of America's founding through striking portraits and vivid paintings. The exhibit also traces the deep and often overlooked history of the United States and the Bahamas relationship. The exhibit runs through Sunday, July 5th. And finally, last Thursday, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Arts, and Heritage, hosted its annual Summer Jobs Program orientation at the Foster B. Pestana Center. Young adults between the ages of 15 and 25 will be placed in organizations aligned with career fields they are passionate about from July 6th to July 31st. Throughout the program, participants will gain valuable hands-on experience, develop new skills, and explore career opportunities. As part of this year's summer initiatives, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Arts, and Heritage, will host its second annual Jump Canoe Summer Camp as well. That will begin July 6th. The program will conclude with a showcase where participants will present and perform what they have learned and accomplished during their time in the program. Well, folks, that will do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.